What's up, Juventini? Well, did your bingo card have Marcello Lippi taking shots at Thiago Motta? Because the legendary boss might have done exactly that. We'll look at the details from his interview. Then we've got Juve summer plans, the three exact names that we're focused on in the news today: Kolo Muani, Dusan Vlahovic, and Imbangula. We'll look at all of that together. We've got contract extensions for two of our current players. Then we've got the injury roundup and what Motta might do heading into the big game this weekend against Inter. We're going to look at all that together right now. I'm Berto. This is the AJ Sear channel dedicated to Juventus. It's February 13th. Let's rock with the news, and we kick things off with Juve's strategy ahead of the summer, apparently already clearly defined, at least when it comes to these two guys, and that is Kolo Muani being secured is definitely in the plans, and Dusan Vlahovic saying goodbye is also in the plans. When it comes to Kolo Muani, we continuously hear that there have been discussions between PSG and Juventus on how to see this move through. When it comes to Dusan Vlahovic, the tricky thing here is Juve's trying to obviously secure Champions League play for next season. They want to continue on with someone they're looking to secure for next season, but at the same time, we can't forget about showcasing Dusan Vlahovic enough to get a healthy purchase price on the sale. And again, top four, meanwhile, is a battle and a struggle. So they're going to have to do some juggling. It's going to be something to watch out for when it comes to Thiago Motta. Okay, and speaking of top four, with the first leg of the playoffs in Champions League done and two losses coming for Milan and Atalanta, this puts the Italian coefficient in jeopardy, and Spain could surpass us for that second spot to get 5 teams into next year's edition. So the race is very much on, and that cushion might leave Thiago Motta. Let's see how it plays out. When it comes to Imbangula, he is also being talked about. The latest is Nico Schira states that there was offers this past winter mercado for 10 to 11 million euros. Juve had passed up on when it comes to Imbangula. Now, reports suggest that this summer his value could hit 30 million euros. Now, when it comes to selling Imbangula, 30 million euros, pure capital. That is big, but you have other key deals that look like they're already set up and in place, and I say you wrap those up and see where you stand at the end of it. All the while, keep in mind, on February 27th, when the board meets, we should get the news that we have our books in the green now. But again, when a full year's of expenses tack on, we also have Club World Cup with significantly less payout to the teams taking part and more expenses coming in. We should still end up in the negative. Definitely not to the tune of minus 200 million that we were at the end of last season. So we have to just juggle all this. I would not jump at the sale of Imbangula just yet because he's actually showing a lot. But again, things can always change. Where do you stand on Imbangula when we get to contract extensions? Gatti set to extend his. There were a lot of rumblings about a hold, a lot of confusion, maybe some issues behind closed doors. Now we hear it is still set to go through. He should see an adjustment in salary, taking him to around 2 million euros a season. When you get to McKennie, contradicting reports on his extension. Some say it will see no salary adjustment, the same salary, just extending to 2028 or 2029. Others say he will get a boost in pay. So let's wait. Now we get to our coach. What's going down? The big match against Inter. But first, Lippi, Marcello Lippi, legendary gaffer. He had some words to say about Thiago Motta. And he said, he just simply doesn't excite me, to be honest. And he says, I see a capable and focused coach who is dedicated to his work, but doesn't excite. And I think a coach must give feelings to his players and to the fans who follow a team. He says, furthermore, coming off Allegri, who has won a lot, I would have liked to see a coach who embodies the fans more. Wow, that's pretty direct. Simply put, he doesn't excite him. Now, I actually have my own thought. I'll take this hat off. Imagine me putting a tinfoil hat on. But I actually have a feeling that this exact blurb that Lippi has put out there is a backing for a guy that he's got a relationship with, that I think he wanted the return. That guy also wanted a return to Juventus, because to me it sounds very, very clearly that he is describing Antonio Conte. And that's just the vibes I get from this portion of the interview. Lippi continued, however, and he did say that time will tell if this decision will bear any fruit. And he also said that time is obviously needed because of the new path Juventus has taken. However, time is not a luxury that can be afforded at clubs like Juventus, Inter, and Milan. That is something I've said a lot this season, and why it's crucial for Thiago Motta to get things going. Now, when it comes to Thiago Motta, we'll look at the injury roundup and what we could see heading into the big game this weekend against Inter. And it is Weah suffered from cramps after the performance in Champions League in the first leg playoff against PSV. However, he didn't even undergo medical examinations. I don't know if that's good or bad, but they're taking it as a good sign that there should be no concerns, all right? When it comes to Cambiaso, he still did train separate from the group today. Apparently tomorrow will be the key decisive day in seeing if he hits the squad list. The rumors are, if he makes it into the squad list, he could immediately be thrown into the starting 11. How do you feel about that move? I've got mixed feelings, to be honest. I've got mixed feelings on that one, but I got to hear from you. Hit me in the comments. When it comes to Kefren Thuram, he is expected to return in the starting 11. Kope Miners and Dusan Vlahovic expected to start from the bench. Big Mac right now, all eyes on him, because he might be asked to do a job at fullback as opposed to where he's been working the past couple outings. Let's see what happens, but you guys know the drill. As that wraps up your news break, like the video, subscribe to the channel, join our AJC army, and let me know how you would line us up against Inter, what you think about all the news, and did Lippi fire some shots? Do you agree with it, or don't you agree with what the legendary boss said? Can't wait to hear from you all. Of course, I'm back tomorrow with another edition. Till then, as always, fino alla fine, forza Juventus, ciao tutti.